Hello, people. Jeff's still gone, so I get to sit in the captain's seat again. You're welcome. You're all far too kind. Thank you so much for being here. We had a great show for you today. Another legend of the Cowboys retires. One of the Cowboys greats talk about no more greats will retire without getting to the Super Bowl. We do a redraft, and we look at the Cowboys free agents. Will we let some of them in the club pop, or will we say they fourth and gone? Coming up next on the Cowboys DLLS Podcast, starting right now. We made it to Friday again, another one. Thank you to everyone who's in the chat already. Shout out to Jeremy Phillips, Nesto, Josh Branch, Wesley Kings. Make sure you're hitting that like and that subscribe button. Subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend where you're at each and every day at 11 a.m. Central Time. You're right here with us, the Cowboy DLLS Podcast. Shout out my boy Greg from Jersey.
Jersey
up. And Captain, what's my boy's name? Captain Thunder. Listen, right now,
on site.
Today ain't the day.
On site.
Today's not the day, Captain Thunder, with your Canadian shenanigans. All right, today won't be the day that we will tolerate the Canadian.
Why? Because they kick U.S. butt in hockey.
Did someone say shenanigans?
Shenanigans. We're not dealing with your shenanigans from Canada today, Captain Thunder. We will be forced to thrash you. Maybe not in hockey. But we'll definitely kick your butt in football.
It was funny.
It better be funny.
Somebody on Twitter said, but they can't win the SEC. Let's see you win the SEC, Canada.
Yeah,
can't win the SEC.
They definitely can't. All right, let's get into this thing. I am your host, Jesse Holly.
From North Carolina to down at the one, Jesse is always having fun. His football takes are never wrong. Why pop, gotta call you Mr. Fourth and Gone.
God. You know what? It wasn't a diss. Say why pop. It wasn't calling you fourth and gone. It was like your takes a second. So why pop got a diss?
Yeah.
So
it is a diss because you did the diss. You called me fourth and gone.
It's a medium of a diss. You know,
it's taking a backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
I understand that. What I did back in the day, I'm saying in the song, it's not meant as a diss.
Yeah.
Okay. And I would say, you know, it's funny because I was in it.
Better be funny.
You know, when you was dissing, who was you dissing yesterday that you said you wasn't dissing?
Oh, Tyler Guyton. Turnstile. With all due respect.
Yeah, with all due I wasn't dissing you personally. It wasn't about you personally. Like, you wasn't attacking Tyler Guyton as a person, okay?
No.
It wasn't personal.
It was 100% personal.
Yeah,
No,
what are you talking
to
about?
you.
It was 100%
Like I said,
personal.
I'm sure Tyler Guyton he calling me a turnstile, and you weren't admitting that spirit. And that's not the spirit that I tweeted that in. It was just, trying to get my tweets off. Trying to get my tweets off.
You know him now, too. Like, you know how he operates. You know when, like, he thinks of something and a light bulb goes on. You know when he realized, wait, Jesse Holly cut fourth and gone.
Yeah.
And you know he started
it was about to
chuckling and
tweet.
tweeted out. He's like,
just about to
bang!
tweet. It wasn't personal.
Let him know, Toby Barnes. But now it's Jesse fourth and back. Let's go, baby. But to my right, we have the 27-year beat writer who has seen a lot of Cowboy greats come and go without getting to a Super Bowl. Clarence Hill.
Club hop, where legends drop. Clarence Hill just can't stop. Breaking news, you gotta hop in Club hop.
That's still good. I don't know.
It's catchy. My family loves it. They dance to it.
Are the daughters listening to it? They bop into it?
My youngest daughter said, I don't need another nickname. I'm chill. She says I'm chill, and she says she's going to come in the chat and let you guys know that I'm chill. I got too many names.
We welcome you into the chat, youngest child.
When she in between classes at Rice, she's been listening.
Nice. We like that. And to my far right, by osmosis, he's now a Cowboy beat writer, and the Cowboys haven't been to the Super Bowl, and he's witnessing one of his first greats call it quits without getting to the Super Bowl. Joe Hoyt.
Joe knows what to do. Cowboys beat, he's number 2. Green and gold, he loves the Ducks. Our boy Joe don't give up. Tell him something, Joe. Tell him.
Oh, we got something?
Joe, tell him.
Yeah. What did you think?
I'm like. Well, that's a white song.
That was really white.
That
I just say that.
That is Caucasian as they come.
No, that was Mr. Brightside as.
That is Caucasian as. See, this is the problem. This is, and we're going to get into the show. But see,
I liked it.
This is the problem.
I need to hear it again.
This is the problem when you start so hot. The Pop Pop song was so great.
But yours was incredible too.
And, like mine was less than the Pop Pop song.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that.
with
I
that?
disagree.
Yeah,
Honestly, I think yours is more of a banger. Like
No.
his is a vibe.
No.
You're a banger.
Nah.
And mine is just an angsty mood.
Can we hear Jeff's again? Joe's again.
Let's hear Joe's again.
Yeah.
Joe knows what to do. Cowboys beat, he's number 2.
Cowboys.
Green and gold, he loves the Ducks. Our boy Joe don't give up. Tell him something, Joe. Tell him. Tell him something, Joe.
It grows on you.
All right. I mean,
He loves the Ducks. Tell him he don't give up. Is kind of good.
a lot of mosh pit. It feels mosh pitty.
Yeah.
It feels mosh pitty. It feels a little bit mosh pitty.
No, it's a very white wedding song. You know, it's a very just.
Hey, Greg. Even Greg on that. That's
a
a
white
white
song.
song.
That's a white song. That's definitely a white song.
hey, if the shoe fits, okay.
All right, so let's get into the show. Yesterday, after our show.
Hold on. Blink 180 beat number 2. That's me.
Blink 180 beat number 2. All
Okay,
right,
sorry.
I got you.
Thought about it. Okay. Kind of lit.
Clay, you're late, man. You're late. We've been doing songs. You're late, Clay.
Yeah, Clay, come on, man. You're a military dude. Be here on time next time, brother.
You know how salad with raisins is nasty work.
That song's very potato salad.
I don't put raisins in my potato salad.
But you eat them with your potato
No,
salad.
I don't eat raisins at all.
All right.
Scotty doesn't know.
Some sad news coming out of the Star yesterday.
Sad?
Yeah.
Sad?
Sad.
Expected.
Sad, though, nonetheless.
Expected and real. You know, like you felt it.
It's one thing to expect it, and then when it happens, you're like, damn, it's really here.
Yeah.
It's really here. And that feels a little bit sad. But Zack Martin has called it quits.
Mm-hmm.
The 11-year vet, the 9-time Pro Bowler, 7-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time second-team All-Pro, All-Rookie team in 2014, 2010 All-Decades team. He played in 162 regular season games. He started all 162, and the stat that I love the absolute most about Zack Martin.
Don't say it.
In his 11 years,
Don't say it.
he played in 9 Pro Bowls and only has been penalized for holding 7 times.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it.
That is
That's
an
it.
incredible stat. But after this year, and most of us kind of knew coming into the year that this was probably the last go-around for Zack Martin. He hinted towards it a little bit in the offseason prior to the season started. And like the great Bill Parcells says, when you start thinking about retirement,
you're retired.
You're retired.
Your foot's out the door. So, and that's why I said it's not sad to a certain extent. I mean, it's a homegoing celebration. It's a homegoing celebration. Let's celebrate his career.
What a chicken.
You know, that's the repass. We didn't have to repass yet.
We had to repass yet?
Yeah, we had to repass yet. But it's a homegoing. It's a celebration of what he meant and what he did. But I wouldn't say sad because we had all resigned ourselves to know that this was it. I mean, I go back 2 years ago when he held out.
Yeah.
And he got the 2-year extension. We know that those were the last 2 years. Then he talked about it in the offseason. Then he got hurt and was on injury reserve. And we said, this is the last we're going to see of Zack Martin.
Yeah.
And certainly we talked to him at the Super Bowl. And, obviously he was not ready to make a decision or make a final decision or at least announce a decision. It's going to be 6 weeks. Well, it's been a couple of weeks. I mean, we saw him. He was limping. He was still, he's still dealing with the ankle. And he talked about not wanting to play if he couldn't be Zack, if he couldn't be his dominant self. He wasn't his dominant self last year. Actually, he's not been his dominant self the last 2 years. I remember asking him during the season how tough it is struggling with not being who, as good as you can be, as you know you can be, and having to play and have to deal with that. So those are some of the things he was dealing with. So I wouldn't say it's sadness. I think the Cowboy fans are resigning themselves. They were going to go another direction at right guard next year. But again, celebration. When you put it out there, the 7 holding penalties.
Yeah.
The 7 when you got all these guys.
Years.
You know, when Tyler Guyton is coming, Tyler Smith is coming to the league holding every other. You know, and he's been good. You know, and Tyler Guyton. You know, but 7 holding penalties since in his entire career. He has more first-team All-Pros, or as many first-team All-Pros, more Pro Bowls, more total All-Pros than he does holding penalties. That's the craziest stat in the world. That's why he will be certainly a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think when you think of offensive linemen, one of kind of the sayings is like, if you're not being heard from, that means you're really, really good, right? So, you know, if you're not getting a lot of holding penalties, you're not drawing the attention of fans. But Zack Martin was really, really good, not only because of that, but because you felt his presence. You felt his presence in the locker room. You felt his presence in the field. Jeff Schwartz shared a highlight reel of Zack Martin run blocking pancakes and stuff like that. And it was a master class and a great reminder of just how good Zack Martin was and just how dominant he was and why he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But when I think, too, of just kind of how sad today is, right? I think anytime a career ends, you also think about the beginning. And that's why I found this photo in our wire services in CAD. Can you pull up that photo here? And it kind of just makes you think, like, when you look at just the nostalgia purposes of, look at this photo right here. This is the rookie, Zack Martin's rookie season at the Pro Bowl with Tyron Smith and with Jason Garrett. And you think about when you see this photo, and you kind of go back to 2015, January 2015, you start thinking about what the possibilities lay ahead and what these two careers could have. And those two were absolute stalwarts for the Dallas Cowboys. They were pillars for an offensive line that many thought maybe could be the reason the Cowboys got over the hump. Yep. And this is kind of where the sad part hits. Both of them are now gone from the Cowboys. Their stars are not on their helmets, and they never got to an NFC title game.
Can you pull that picture back up? Not to take it off Zack Martin.
Don't do this, bro.
Look at the size
of his hands,
of Tyron Smith's hands.
Oh, yeah, he's a big boy. Yeah, he's a big boy.
For all of you regular human beings to think like, oh, y'all can do that. Look at the size of Tyron Smith's hands. When those catcher's mitts get on you, it's a wrap. You don't move. You don't get around. But to watch that photo, you look at it, and there's a bunch of hopefulness, youthfulness.
Oh, yeah.
A little snaky in the middle. A little snaky in the middle. A little snaky in the middle.
All right, Dan.
A little snaky in the middle. A little snaky in the middle. A little snaky in the middle.
You know.
I do remember, and I was reminded of this earlier today. I was looking at some stuff for Zack Martin, and Jim Nagy talked about the battles between Zack Martin and Aaron Donald at the Senior Bowl.
Right.
He says it's like the stuff of lore.
And then you fast forward it to when the Cowboys had the inter squad practices with the Rams.
Yep.
And that was the only dude who, I mean, we watched Aaron Donald pick up a running back off the ground like this and walk him back, right? And to see that him and Zack Martin go at it like that in practice was stuff that legends were made of, and you just knew how good Zack Martin was, in his time in the National Football League. I do want to read from some other players in the National Football League, guys like Gerald McCoy, who was a opponent of him and for a short time a teammate of Zack Martin. Zack Martin is the best of my generation, one of the greatest of all time, one of the best I've ever faced. Enjoy retirement and can in a few short years, my brother. Bill Jones. Well, this is Jason Witten by way of Bill Jones. Jason Witten talked about maybe the best teammate I ever had on the field, off the field. A true pro, a Hall of Fame player, but a person too. This is a tweet from me that I said early in the year when Zack Martin got hurt. I said, you don't replace Zack Martin. You hope to be able to adjust to his absence. And then last one from the great Lane Johnson, who when he decides to retire, it'll be a 5-year march till he gets to a first ballot Hall of Fame. Says congrats to one of the most dominant and talented players of the game I've ever seen. The gold standard year in and year out. And he has the clapping hands to Zack Martin.
Did you read your own tweet?
Yeah.
You read your own tweet. You couldn't just say it.
No,
you
good
had to
for
read
you.
your own tweet.
No, I put it in the mix, so it had to be read.
Great stat from our producer, Kat. Yes, he only had 7 holdings throughout his entire career, right? You know how many holdings Tyler Guyton had in year 1?
7.
8.
Hey, of course. 8.
8. Well, Zack Martin, we appreciate you. We thank you. Enjoy retirement wherever that may take you. And maybe, I don't know, just enjoy it. This game takes a lot from you, more than you're willing to give at times. You made more than enough money. You earned every dollar that you had. But enjoy retirement, my friend. All right, coming up next, we go back to a tweet of one Micah Parsons. It's in conjunction to Zack Martin retiring, and it's a list of some of the Cowboys greats that have been here, that have gone from here, and have not been to the promised land. Micah says that thing might end this year. We'll see. All right, stay right here with us coming up next on the Cowboys DLLS Podcast. And let me tell you about our friends at Lucy's. Use the promo code DLLS for 20% off. Lucy's is 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco-free. Lucy Breakers are nicotine pouches with a little extra surprise. They have these little pouches, and then you crunch down on them, and then boom, all of that goodness comes out of that pouch. Each pouch holds a capsule that can be broken to release extra flavor and hydration. Set yourself up with a subscription and have Lucy delivered straight to your door. You don't have to worry about going down to your local gas station or to your local supermarket or wherever it has you get your nicotine pouches from. Set up with Lucy, set up an account, use the promo code DLLS and get 20% off, and that thing will come right to your doorstep. Level up with your nicotine routine. Level up with nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co, use the /DLLS, use the promo code DLLS to get 20% off your first order. Remember, Lucy products are only for adults of legal age. Every order is age verified. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Lucy.
Also, our friends at HelloFresh. If you're like Pop, you ain't going to the grocery store. If you're like Joe, you probably don't have many seasonings in your cupboard.
Lies. Absolute lies.
Damn.
HelloFresh is great, but lies.
Nasty work.
Yeah. HelloFresh, it gets you right, and it ships it right to your door. Use the promo code FREECOWBOYS, and you can get a subscription to HelloFresh. Get up to 10 free meals. Here's what HelloFresh does. They have these already packaged meals. Now, the meals aren't already made, but they send you everything you need to your doorstep. Everything from the food, the vegetables, the seasoning, the ingredients, and it's in the little card so that you can have step-by-steps to go out there and do it. So head over to HelloFresh.com and order today. Use the promo code FREECOWBOYS. It's the easiest and the best thing that you can do for your meal prep all week long. All right. Kit Kat, you have that tweet. Let's pull this tweet up. This is, before we get into this tweet, Micah also went out and tweeted the other day, and he talked about, about him behind a podcast, and he's asking like, should I keep my podcast? He a lot of NBA players. Micah, keep tweeting, keep podding.
Yes.
You know what? I love it. You give us topics every single week. So keep playing football and keep podding, my brother. Because of you, we now have a segment 2. So we talked about Zach. Go ahead. What you got?
I mean, I think it works well in this segment, but it's all a part of the guff that the Cowboys players have to deal with.
The hell is guff?
The junk.
McGuffin?
The guff. The junk.
The gooch?
The shit. The junk. The junk.
We get one.
That they have to deal with,
What the hell is a gooch? Or what?
The guff. The guff. I was trying to, the junk.
Is
the
that,
mess.
Is that
the
part
junk.
in between? Is that the gooch? That's the same thing as the gooch? I'm just trying to figure out what
is it that part of the elbow? Is this the cuff?
Why is it always sexy? Messy, Jesse.
I'm trying to figure out what the gooch and the gut are. They the same thing?
No, it's just
the goose to the gander, the goose to the gut.
I'm trying to figure out.
He's down there with but anyway.
Because you and I always have these sayings that some people just don't always get. I ain't never heard guff before.
Okay, the guff.
How do you spell it?
The mess, the stuff, whatever that the Cowboys fans Cowboy players have to deal with because of the little drought over the last 30 years. It's all part of that. And so fans are mad that you're tweeting or you're podcasting because they haven't won. And they want to win. And that's part of it. So you can't argue with trolls. You're not going to win that. Obviously, the small minority are certainly the loudest, and they come up on Twitter and say what you want to say. But just leading into what you're talking about, I think, and certainly you talking about the tweet about these Cowboy players who have not won.
Yeah.
And they have not won. People have come and gone, had great careers, Hall of Fame careers, and have nothing to show for it in Dallas
Pull up that tweet, Kit Kat. All right, so here's the tweet right here. The original tweet came from Brandon Lawrence. It's Cowboys legacy players of this era to never make a Super Bowl with Dallas. Tony Romo, my teammate. Jason Witten, a teammate of mine. Zack Martin, who we just talked about, retired. DeMarcus Ware, a teammate of mine. Tyrus Smith, Des Bryant, Sean Lee, Travis Frederick, and Ezekiel Elliott. Now, there will be people on that list. One of them it's already in the Hall of Fame, DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah. And he has a Super Bowl with Denver.
And has a Super Bowl. You can almost surmise that Witten will go into the Hall of Fame. Zack Martin will go into the Hall of Fame. Tyron Smith will probably go in the Hall of Fame.
He will get there. That's it.
Right, and that's it.
That's it.
Right, but the rest of these guys are or have been at some point in time in their period the best at their position in the league.
Well, why are you writing off Zeke?
Stop.
Stop.
He's got one more run in him.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Sorry. Jeff's not here. I had to.
Yeah, he still wants to play, but we're talking about Hall of Fame.
No. If he gets 15 more touchdowns with another team next year.
So one more time, Kat.
Sorry about that.
On that tweet. One more time. So we see all of these names, and then Micah, who we would say right now of this current team in this current team's era, best player on the team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I do believe Dak is in the conversation. CD's in the conversation.
CD's right behind him, I think.
But Micah, what we would say is probably the greatest of the three.
No doubt.
Right?
But Michael, Dak, and CD represent, and you could add Brandon Aubrey and Tyler Smith.
He's on a good start.
He got a couple Pro Bowls. He's on his way.
He's on a trajectory, but
He's on a good start.
He's on his way.
He's on a good start.
But Micah says that list ends.
It's coming to an
Does it mean this year? Or does it mean it means it ends? Because we're still in our career. By the time we end it, by the time we finish our careers, we're going to end that list. We're going to end this drought.
Well, if we're putting 2 and 2 together, he said earlier this year in this offseason that they're hoisting Lombardi next year.
Yeah, I know.
He also said, too, in terms of signing his next contract extension with Dallas, he said this with Derrick Henry at the Super Bowl, that, hey, if I'm not hoisting a Lombardi by the time the next contract extension works out, I might be looking to leave and go somewhere where they could.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of fascinating when you talk about that list coming to an end. We saw DeMarcus Ware go out and win a Super Bowl when he left Dallas. If it's not here, I think, we're talking about Micah Parsons specifically here. That's a guy who's being open to potentially leaving after a contract extension to try and find one.
I just think he's just talking. I mean, I hear you, but
you don't think that a Lombardi is his number one goal?
It is, but he's grew up. He wants to be he wants to win it here, okay? And certainly 4 years from now, 5 years from now, we don't know where he's going to be in his career. It's easy to say and talk and all. You just can't you can't just ring hop in the NFL like you do in basketball. It just doesn't work that way. I'm going to go here.
If you gave 8-9 years to a team and you didn't get it, you can go get it.
You can go get one. You can go get one of your deals.
Try to go win, but there's no guarantees.
No guarantees. You can
hop. You can
club hop. Yeah, you can hop. But the guarantees ain't the same. Okay, I know if I go to this team, we're gonna be instant contenders. It don't work like Tyron. I'm sure Tyron Smith. Hey, I'm gonna go to the Jets. I'm leading the Cowboys. Go to the Jets. They want me. They need to fix the offensive line. We got Aaron Rodgers. They bring Devontae Adams in. We're gonna be contenders. They suck.
Well, how many guys on that list stayed with the Cowboys their entire career and never got one? You know what I mean?
Saying? That's part of the conversation for sure. But I do think that one reason why Cowboy fans have elevated individual players because of lack of team success. I mean, we got dead sycophants. You would think Dez got 10 Pro Bowls and 10 All-Pros. He got 3.
Well, so that's like a recent era too of Cowboys. It even goes further. It's a 30-year drought.
Yeah, right. It's 30 years. So that's why people are so crazy about Romo and so crazy about Dak, and it's all the stuff they've had to deal with because of the lack of team success. And so, I said it the other day. I think we talked about it. I was on the show when, I want to be able to one day write a story about Dak winning. I want to be able to one day write a story about Micah winning and getting, because I've been here for 30 years. I've seen people come. I've seen people go. I've seen people start their careers. I've seen people walk out the door with nothing to show for. The old Denzel Washington thing. I'm going to leave with something.
I'm going to leave here with something. I'm leaving here with something.
They ain't left with nothing.
So to Micah's point, we've seen all the names on that list, and Micah is the manifesting of all manifestors.
No doubt.
Right? Like, he is one that truly believes I'm going to speak this into existence.
He spoke getting drafted by the Cowboys into existence.
Right.
He spoke that into existence.
Yeah. And so if there's sometimes we talk about coach speak and just players just saying things, I do believe Micah believes this. But the reality is that a 30-year drought looks like it may continue.
Yeah.
Right? Unless there's some significant changes that happen that we have not seen in a very long time this offseason, it looks like that this year won't be the year that comes to an end.
I'm glad we used Zach as an example, and Zach is the prime example, because Zach's career and the start of Zach's career is part of the reason why you got the draft. Remember on draft day?
Yeah.
You remember who they wanted to draft?
Johnny.
No, not who they wanted to draft. Remember who Jerry wanted to draft?
Yeah.
Okay? That's been the problem. Jerry wanted to draft Johnny Manziel, okay? And even after he was overruled by Steven and everybody in the room, and we give all those guys credit for standing strong and going with Zack Martin, Jerry wanted to draft Johnny Manziel. And we're talking about the muck, the guff, the junk that everybody has to deal with. Even in training camp, okay? Jerry is talking to the media. We got Zack Martin here. You don't draft Johnny Manziel. He's still lamenting the fact that we don't draft Johnny Manziel. We draft Zack Martin. And he said you're laying up. It's like going and laying up instead of going for the green. We don't lay up in Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, that layup is turned into a Hall of Famer.
No
Okay?
doubt.
That layup is turned to 9 Pro Bowls and 7
First team
All Pros and just 7 holding penalties in his entire career. That's the kind of layup you want, if that's what layup. But the problem is how you get to that process is because of Jerry, okay? And you talk about all these players who are failing and not having success here and not really grabbing the brass ring, so to speak. It's because of how it's all made. The gook, the goof, the gooch, everything they got to deal with that comes part of the gumbo that's with the Cowboys. It's Jerry Jones.
Guff gumbo.
Guff gumbo. Gooch gumbo. Wait.
Yeah,
wait a
I mean, it's
second
all
now.
part of that whole package.
Joe, does Micah Parsons defy the odds and ends the list, or will he be added to the list?
No, I think, to be honest with you, it's hard to tell, because the point I was going to bring up too is despite, I'm going to go this way right now, but because despite, the process and, all the things that happened, the Cowboys were still in position to go and break this drought, right? If Dez catches that ball, they might go to a conference title game and maybe a Super Bowl. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw a 0.01 success rate type of pass across his body to the sideline to Jared,
And if Jeff He could knock the ball
whoever it
out.
was, the Packers tight end,
Yeah.
they go to a conference title game. It's an illustration of how fickle the odds of getting to a conference title game in a Super Bowl are. It's really, really tough. Look at the Lions this past year, right? And I know they got to a conference title game last year against San Francisco, or 2 years ago now. But that was a team like everyone's like, oh, they're going to go to the NFC Championship. They're going to be the NFC. They're the team that could beat the Chiefs. And no, they didn't even get there. They lost in the first round. So I think that it's so hard to end that list, Micah. It's going to be really, really tough. And you're going to have to use a lot of help to get there. And that still might not be enough. So I'm going to say no, he's going to get added to the list.
It's supposed to be hard. I mean, it is hard, but it's 30 years, so we don't care about what Detroit has done.
No, I know.
We don't care about how hard it is. Cowboy fans don't care about. All they know is it's 30 years.
I'm not trying to paint it as like this isn't a Cowboys problem. I'm just saying, even despite all the errors that they've made, they've been in position and still haven't done it.
And again, we're talking about, it's one thing to want it. You're supposed to say all the right things. It's like the coach said the right things. And certainly Micah's going to say all the right things. I want to get signed to come here. But Micah wanting it and coming to camp and getting signed is not enough. Okay, it's not going to be enough, and so that's why we talk about the processes. Going back to how they hired the head coach, and really not having a thorough process of doing that, and just bringing guys in, and that's why we're focused on what are they going to do in free agency, because Micah wanted it, but Jerry not signing guys and adding guys and doing things to improve the team. It's just talk.
Yeah, I think at this point in time right now, the way the current Cowboys sit, if there isn't a change from up top, then not only will Michael be added to this list, CD will add it to this list, Dak will be added to this list, and whoever else will be a part of this team will be added to this list. Something has to change, or this list will continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. All right, stay right here with us. Do we have any super chats I can hit up before we get out of here?
We'll do.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it now. This is our boy Aaron. Shout out to the truck drivers out there. I'm with the other Aaron, White Cotton. I want to spread positivity. I'm calling for a breakout season for Mozzie, believing it to existence.
Positivity.
You
I like
Micah,
it.
the rest of y'all are positive. We got Guillotine. Zack Martin, decline was like watching your parents get old. Cowboys legend. Yeah, no,
It happened. It's real.
It's true. It's real.
It's a real thing.
That's real.
All right, coming up next, we go through every available Cowboys free agent. We play a little game. Do we resign them and let them into Club Pop Pop?
Club Pop Pop, where legends
Get the likes up. Get the likes up.
Or do we decline them and they go to Mr. Fourth and Gone?
Pop Pop, gotta call you Mr. Fourth and Gone.
Stay right here with us on, I'm about to say, on Club DLLS Cowboys Podcast. We'll be right back. And this is the time to get your man cave ready, your TV room. Sports are happening all around us. And if you're a lady, to get your she shed, all right? Get your she shed up and running. Go see our friends at foco.com. Use the promo code DLLS for 10% off. Get fitted out for the best sports gear around. They have hoodies, shoes, signs, bobbleheads, and everything in between. Going to a basketball game or a hockey game. Four Nations, Canada. You're fourth and gone. You're out of here. Show your love with team-branded friendship bracelets. Whether it's a jacket, beachwear, or even overalls, there is something for fans for almost every occasion. If you look around, even some of our set decorations in the back, they come from Foco. You need to go on right now, and they have it for every major sports. Go on, log in, use the promo code DLLS, and get 10% off. Get a gift for yourself. Get a gift for someone else. What we got up here next? Sleepers. Here we go. Sleepers. The promo code DLLS Boys. The best fantasy league platform out there. Put your ball knowledge to the test by picking whether your favorite or least favorite players will have more or less than their projected stats each week. Jeff sometimes sits here and talks about goals and talks about stuff like that. And I'm going to keep referring to the hockey game because I watched hockey last night. I did. I watched from start to finish. It was a fun thing to watch. I don't know about PK Subban. You come out the NBA a little bit too hard for me. I'm a big basketball fan. But head on over. You could have been on Sleepers. And you could have went over there and you could have bet. Not bet, but you could have been on Sleepers and you could have, said high or low whether it's going to get a goal or not. But head on the Sleepers. If you think you got what it takes, you can download the Sleeper app and use the code DLLS Boys and get $55 off your first entry when you place just a $5 bet.
Jesse, you like my comment?
What's the comment right here? I didn't even see. Where you at, Joe? Oh, Joe, 150 likes. Or else Clarence is going to cook Cooch Gumbo.
You like that?
Yeah, look at him. Look at chilling. He's chilling. And he said, please.
DLS
Or
picture.
else.
I don't know about no Gooch Gumbo. I don't know about no Gooch Gumbo. All right, so the Cowboys currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10
crack commandments.
11, 12, 13,
I'm
14,
glad.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 right now that I have listed.
Did you have
20
Martin on there?
Who?
Did you have Zack Martin on there? Because now he
19. He's
Oh,
on
19?
Yeah. Zach Martin is gone, and I'm pretty sure that D-Law is gone. But
Well, that's why are you jumping? We're about to do the segment.
This is the difference between people who actually do shows and people who write about the stuff that happened that we talk about on shows. Because they don't know how to set these things up. Let's get right into it.
I'm just talking about
you gotta have a little foreplay. You gotta warm them up. You gotta get the gooch revved up to go.
There's 18 guys. I'm just saying that there's some legitimate conversation to be had.
Yes.
And their conversations are not like Zack Martin, but everybody's listening. Zack Martin was going to be gone, so I never considered him a free agent. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so we're gonna play a little game here. Make sure you like and hit the like button, and hit the subscribe button, notification button, so you can be here each and every day. So we're gonna play a little game. I'm gonna list a name. We're all gonna go around the table, and we're gonna decide whether the Cowboys should re-sign that person. And if they re-sign them, you get entry into the VIP of
Club Pop Pop, where legends drop.
But if we decline that person, we say, "Nah, my boy, you're out of here." Then you get a little Mr. Fourth and Gone.
Pop, gotta call you Mr. Fourth and Gone.
See ya. All right, you guys play along with us as well in the chat. All right, we're gonna start up top. We wasted a 4th round pick on this dude. We gave away a 4th round pick.
Mingo?
Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Trey Lance. Clarence. Pop.
He's your backup quarterback.
He is your backup
He's your
quarterback.
backup quarterback.
So you're saying signed back Trey Lance.
Bring him back to be the backup quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa, that was a whoa for me.
Bring him back.
Joe Hoyt.
I'm with Clarence on this one. I think we saw enough in that Week 18 performance, and I think that there's enough talent there to suggest more of a look and more of a work with Trey Lance. And honestly, Brian Schottenheimer knows him better than a lot of other people. Bring him back.
Man, I'm going against the grain. I think we have seen enough of Trey Lance. I think what we know of Trey Lance, what we've seen of Trey Lance, that is a guy that if Dak Prescott, who, by the way, is getting a little bit older and is, I would say, I'm not going to call him this yet, but I would say he's on the Mason-Dixon line of flirting with becoming an injury-prone quarterback. I'm not willing to call you that yet.
He's flirting.
You're flirting with it.
He's flirting.
You're if there is around the rim about Dak being injury prone.
So we got 2-1.
I'm out. I'm out on Trey Lance.
Okay, who's going to be your backup quarterback? He's in the club.
He's in the club.
Because that's part and parcel of the conversation.
Yeah.
But go on.
The next free agent, Cooper Rush. This is why you got to let me set this stuff up.
I know.
But you can't talk about
I'm with you.
This is why you got to let me set this stuff
I'm with
up.
you.
Thank
No,
you.
you're not with him.
No, you looked at me. He looked at me.
Yes, I.
You know why you're
looked
not
at
with
me.
him?
Why?
Because you already got him off the team.
No, I'm with him in terms of the organization of the show.
Of the show. Don't start calling stuff out.
I was not calling stuff out, but to me, part and parcel of the conversation with Trey Lance is who's going to be the backup
Which
quarterback.
is why he put him next.
Man, come on.
Gooch.
Go.
What do you want to do with Cooper Rush?
We've seen it. I mean, listen, thank you, Cooper. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for your service. Thank you for how you've held this team together without Dak Prescott. But it's time to, we know what you are. We know what you have. You're not going to be a future replacement for Dak. It's trying to find out about Trey Lance. So I'm going to let Cooper walk.
Yeah, I'm going to hit him with the fourth and gone. And honestly, because I think we know a lot about Cooper Rush, and to your point, I think he's been actually pretty darn good for the Cowboys in terms of just being a guy that could win games and kind of keep the ship steady, which is a whole goal of a backup quarterback. But I don't think he gives you any elevation beyond that. I think Cooper Rush is a guy that, hey, say you had Trey Lance your backup, say he gets hurt, and you're like, shoot, we need someone just to come in and be on the practice squad just in case to add him into the roster, someone we know and trust. Cooper Rush could be that guy.
Yeah, because he might not have a job.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Coop, I like you, bro. I don't think that you're an NFL starter, but I like what you've done for the Cowboys in your time that you've started. You always haven't been good, but you've held the fort together. You've band-aid this thing up as much as you possibly can. Far better, in my opinion, than what Trey Lance would have done. But I want to keep you. But these other two Guffs and Gooches, they said you fourth and gone.
Pop, gotta call you Mr. Fourth and Gone.
Peace.
Next up,
Peace.
running back Rico Dowdle.
Oh, man.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
And that's not tough because of him. That's tough because I'm wondering what his market's going to be and whether or not the Cowboys want to pay it.
Pop.
On paper, I want to bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to draft a running back. I think they have to draft a running back. I don't care if it's at 12 or second round or whatever else. They need to draft a running back. But you need running backs on this roster, and I don't think he's going to have a big market. So I'm all for bringing Rico back and continuing what you saw this year.
Yeah, give him a VIP access to Club Pop-Up. I think Rico Dowdle, when he's healthy, which he was last year, is a really, really good running back. I'm higher on him than most.
Really, really good?
I think he's a really, really good running back. He's a 4.7 yard per carry guy when he's healthy, and the offensive line is halfway decent. Look, literally, you took Zack Martin out, who, again, salute to an amazing career, but was playing so hurt this year that he got a 0 rating in a PFF grade. That's the first time I've ever seen that in a game. You put even Brock Hoffman in there, who I think is decent, and next thing you know, Rico Dowdle is running 4.7 yards per carry. I think he's good.
I agree. Not that he's a really, really, really great running back, but I agree.
The really,
Cowboys.
I like.
To me, the
I think
really, really,
you
really
had
good.
one-
I'm a
I
big
think
fan.
I think you had too many reallys.
I'm bigger than most.
I think you had too
many
I'm a
really.
bigger fan than most than Rico. And I'll
I
admit
mean,
that. That's fine.
Saquon Barkley really, really, really good.
No, he's great.
Okay.
Yeah, there's-
He's
But
really
I do
great.
believe the Cowboys should sign back Rico Dowdle. So Rico, come on in, brother. Next on the list, I'll start with you, Joe. And I'll start with keep it this way. Start with you, Pop. Brandon Cooks.
Oh, I know what he's going to say.
I love Brandon, but it's time to move on. It's time to move on. I do think he lost a step. I don't think, he threatens you. And certainly in the way they ran the offense last year, all those damn stop routes and comeback routes, it's just not suitable. I know Brandon wants to still play. He's working out to continue to play, and he would love to be back. But I think the Cowboys it's time to move on.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks will have a place on the NFL roster next year and have a role. It's just not with the Cowboys.
I agree. See you, Brandon.
Pop, gotta call you Mr. Fourth and Gone.
Offensive tackle, Chuma Edoga. Keep him. Welcome in the VIP. We'll see you later, brother.
Depends on the money. I mean, you need options there. I mean, we still don't know what you have in Tyler Guyton. Are you going to sign someone else for free agency? You know, your guy out of Baltimore. Are you going to upgrade the position between Austin Richards, Chuma, and Tyler Guyton? You know, you got to have some bodies there. So, you know, when I talk about the Cowboys free agency, they need to replenish the roster. They need to bring bodies back. So bring him back. I'm not giving him a job, but I'm going to bring him back.
Yeah, I think it's funny, and it better be funny because Chuma Edoga was looked at as a guy that, hey, he could step in for you, and you know, whenever you had guys with injuries, and he's a healthy option. But Chuma was hurt a lot too, and dealt with injuries a lot, even mid-game a lot. I don't think it's very reliable. Fourth and gone.
See you, Chuma.
Damn.
Pop, gotta call you Mr. Fourth and Gone.
Chuma, I had you back.
Yeah. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. Chauncey Golston.
Fascinating.
VIP Club Pop.
I'm bringing him back. I ain't nothing to talk about. Bring Chauncey back.
Osa's too expensive. I think you can get a cheaper alternative with Chauncey and bring a couple guys on top of that. Bring him back.
Okay,
We got to move on. We got to move on.
They play.
I'm aware, but they have no one on the defensive line.
Okay, but they play different positions.
Come on into the VIP, my boy.
Club Pop, where legends drop.
He also likes mayo on hot dogs, so that a boy.
Whoa, now take him out of the VIP. He got
Yeah, he get generally mentioned.
You're going to stand by the bar and get single drinks, my boy. Ain't no bottle service for you.
No.
So we're all saying that DeMarcus Lawrence, gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Fourth
All
and
right,
gone.
so we don't have to do anything about DeMarcus. Carl Lawson.
Yeah, bring him back. Wants to be back, bring him back. I think that's a guy, they have no bodies. That's a guy you can get on the cheap who's a rotational edge rusher, a guy that has power part of his game. I think bring him back.
Let Carl go.
Why?
Go get some young guys. You got some young guys. I mean, why bring? I mean,
how many young
he
guys?
was a Zimmer guy.
How many young
and
guys
he
you
came
got?
in with those guys. I think you can. If you need to bring him back, you can sign him right before training camp.
I think for the right price, you bring old Carl Lawson back. I like his energy.
Where legends drop.
All right, Linval Joseph,
And we don't have to have a discussion.
Yeah, you go.
my boy.
Pop, gotta call you Mr. Fourth and Gone.
This
We
is
don't have
the,
any bodies at the position.
this is the biggest question in this offseason. Osa Odighi Zua. Do you bring him back for the price that it's going to cost
No.
you?
That's the key thing. No, it's too expensive. I think you need to get that multiple guys on this defensive line, and I think you got to use that money more efficiently. No, gone.
We're gonna do Osa like that.
I'm going to do Osa like that. I also, to be honest with you, I don't think Osa is the game changer that $24 million should go for.
He's the Brandon Carr. What you're saying? He's just the best guy. He's gonna be like Brandon Carr.
Yeah, I don't.
Pay a guy. Pay a guy a lot of money who really don't worth that money.
I think on a team that's that close to winning it, who just needs one more defensive line piece, I think he's worth it.
I just think you got to invest in the position. You know, whether it's Osa or whether it's Milton Williams. I mean, drafting the guy, signing the guy is not going to get the success you want, especially with this defense. We're talking about attacking the quarterback. So bring me Osa back.
Yeah, too rich for my blood, my boy. You gotta go.
Pop, gotta call you Mr.
I
Fourth
would also.
and Gone.
All right, let's move.
We ain't got
quickly.
no bodies at the position.
Let's move quickly.
24 million.
Carlos Watkins, Club VIP, Club Pop, or fourth and gone.
Stop it, man.
See you, my boy.
I like you,
Pop,
Carlos.
gotta call you
I like
Mr.
you, Carlos.
Fourth and Gone.
You don't want about
His
it.
boy
He's
is
just a
gone.
guy.
Is a new defensive coordinator in town, Eric Kendricks. Club Pop,
They gone.
or fourth and gone.
Fourth and gone.
Yeah, see ya.
Pop, gotta call you Mr.
Tough one,
Fourth
though.
and Gone.
Tough one.
Nick Vigil.
Yeah, he's go follow or yeah, I think he's gone.
He's Eric Kendricks. He's Zimmer guy.
Pop, gotta call you Mr. Fourth and Gone.
Jordan Lewis.
I'm bringing Jordan back,
yes,
baby.
Yes.
Bring my
Yes,
agenda
even
back.
Cat is going.
Hey,
Yes.
come on,
Yes.
Take off, man. We
DJ
got
Moon.
Jordan
Hey,
back.
He's a VIP
DJ
in the,
Moon.
amongst the VIPs.
Ayo, Amari Oworie.
Just gone.
Ayo.
We
See ya,
need
brother.
bodies at the
See ya,
position.
brother.
Pop, gotta call you Mr. Fourth and Gone.
Trent Sieg.
Oh, bring him back. Franchise tag him.
Stop it.
Franchise tag
We're
him.
gonna bring him back, but
Franchise tag
that's too much dip on your chip.
Yeah,
buddy.
way too much dip on your
Franchise
chip.
Too much dip on your
Easy.
chip. Too much dip.
And then last but not least, the punter, Brian Anger.
Yeah, bring Brian back. For sure.
I agree.
My only question is who's Nashville's punter? Who's Tennessee's
Think he's
punter?
going
Not
down there. Think
Nashville.
he's going down there with his boy Tennessee.
Yeah,
Tennessee Titans.
Jordan is the club.
Jordan is the club. All right, so that was our segment of Club Pop Pop or Mr. We have to bring this back again. Maybe that might be a staple in our.
Yeah.
No, I love it. Yeah.
Our future shows that we can do. Oh, somebody said Hawk said no to J. Lou, my boy.
Whoa!
I don't know about that one.
Come
man.
on, Hawk. You gonna do J?
I don't know
There
about
were
that
times
one,
J. Lou, outside of Michael Parsons, certainly, I think he was the most consistent defender the Cowboys had last year.
And now a leader because they're losing a lot of guys with leadership abilities.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, the Cowboys. We look at the Cowboys and the NFL as they do a redraft. NFL.com put together a redraft. See who the Cowboys pick at their spot in the 2024 redraft. Coming up next on DLLS Cowboys Podcast. Get them likes up, man. Come on. Stop playing around. Like, what are we doing with our life? Let's get the likes up. Let's get this thing over 150. We got 15 minutes to do that. But are you a diehard? Like, are you truly a diehard? Like, are you about that life? Are you throwing up the DLLS signs? I don't know what that sign is, but like, are you gang? That's what the kids say. That's what the kids say.
That's what the kids
They say you gang. They say, what's up?
No, they say you guff.
No, they don't say that.
No, they do.
I'm not. They don't say.
Or the
They don't,
Gooch.
they
They
don't
don't
say.
say none of that.
They don't say you Gucci either. That's what the old people say.
Nasty.
But are you
Gucci.
gang?
You Gucci.
Are you
there it is.
gang? No, we don't say that anymore.
Gucci. I say Gucci.
Sign up to be a diehard. And right now, what we have going on, we have the spring training special. For just $48, you can become a diehard. I did the math. That's $4 a month. It's less than a cup of coffee, less than an energy drink. It's less than what do you get from the store? I don't know, a Slim Jim, or chips, whatever it is, like Pop, a soda, or whatever it is. It's less than that. Soda chips, fruit snacks. It might be less than soda chips, fruit snacks. I don't know, $4. They ain't cutting it right now in today's society.
Inflation though.
But what you have to do is you go on, hit the QR code right there. You sign up to be. You get access to all of the written content that we have, all of things for the draft by our boyfriend Duffy. You get our POVs in there. You get the Discord in there. You get a free t-shirt. The free t-shirt just about is a value of what you pay for in that. Got the St. Patty's Day t-shirts. Get right for St. Patty's Day. All different types are in there. You also get 20% off all of our events that we will have. You also get a carrying card. And who doesn't want a carrying card? But most importantly, hey,
That's how you get the Club Pop
it gets
Pop.
you in there. But if you don't have one, then guess what you got to do? You got to peace out, my boy. You don't get to you got to be fourth and gone.
Pop, gotta call you Mr. Fourth and Gone.
Don't be a part of Mr. Fourth and Gone. Get yourself a diehard membership today. All right, let's get them likes up, man. Let's get them likes up. Let me pull this up right quick, man.
Pull it up.
The likes really help, by the way, guys. Like, really help. So we're very appreciative when you do hit the like button.
Yeah, I don't.
Or else.
Like, it's not just like a throwaway. Like, genuinely very appreciative.
No, it's. You got to get it in. Jeff says it's not a threat. I'm more of the confrontation person. It is a threat. Or else, when I see you, right there, pop.
It's
Like,
on site.
it's on site. It's on site.
Oh, look at that. Look at Hawk.
We got right here. Just have a picture of you and my daughter training camp in San Antonio. Post it up there. Come on, Hawk. Post that thing up
send
there.
it in. We'll post it.
Send it in. We'll post
We
it.
did at us.
My hairline was probably much better than it was back then than it is now. Maybe not by much, but before the stretch. Don't try to pull yours down, brother. Don't try to pull yours down. Your hairline might have been a little bit better back then too when we were running around the Alamo Dome.
Alamo Dome.
in
With all
San
them
Antonio.
crickets. All them crickets.
Yeah, there was a lot of crickets out there. All right, so NFL.com did a redraft of the 2024 draft.
I actually haven't seen this. I'm very excited.
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. So I'm
And
excited.
that's good because you've been screaming a lot about you've been doing the pop earlier. You just like, oh, who I'm taking? I'm taking this guy. I'm taking this guy.
Oh, yeah, no. When I heard redraft, my thing was, you know what? I'm going to go back in time. I'm going to get Jesse that extra yard first off, and then I'm not going to trade for Trey Lance, even though I said bring back in the Club Pop. I'm not going to trade that fourth-round pick for Trey Lance, and I'm going to use that fourth-round pick on Bucky Irving. That's my redraft.
Well, how they look at this redraft is they kind of look how the season went for these particular players, and then they go, let's go back and what you know about them now after their rookie season
And what they fit
how would they fit in the draft? And so first and foremost, the number one overall pick, the Chicago Bears take who?
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
They
woo!
don't take Caleb Williams. They take Jaden Daniels. But the number two pick goes to who? The Washington Commanders.
Caleb.
They took Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
They decided we flip. You guys have jaded. We'll take Caleb Williams.
I know this.
Matt Eberflus won't be the Cowboys defense coordinator because he has Jaden Daniels. They go to the NFC Championship.
See, I was going to say, I don't know. In this exercise, does Caleb Williams in Washington go to the NFC Championship game? I love me some Jaden Daniels, but that situation ended up being pretty decent for him, and Caleb Williams had a pretty rough situation.
Yeah. The New England Patriots at number 3 decided we good. We like our pick.
Drake May?
Stay with Drake May.
UNC?
The Broncos, same thing. They say, hey, we like Bo Nix. That's the guy that we had our eye on. That's the guy that they kept in the redraft. Number 5, the New York Giants. They don't take Malik Neighbors. They take Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah, I like it.
They go get
in
a quarterback.
In a trade.
I like
a trade. Yeah, they traded with the Los Angeles Chargers.
So the Broncos trade up to 4. Is that what happened?
Yes, the Broncos.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The Broncos traded with Arizona up to number 4. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you good.
But the Cowboys trade with the Chargers, and they go get themselves a quarterback with Michael Penix Jr.
The Giants, yeah.
Sorry, the Giants. In that trade, the Chargers, they moved to the 6th pick, and they stayed with the same pick, Joe Alt.
Yeah,
they went and got
fantastic.
their offensive tackle to help with their quarterback, Joe Alt. Number 7, the Vegas Raiders trade with the Tennessee Titans. They move and go get their quarterback, J.J. McCarthy.
I'm not a McCarthy guy.
The Fighting Wolverine goes to Vegas.
Not a McCarthy guy.
At number 8, the Atlanta Falcons. They get an edge rusher in Jared Verse.
Oh, I love that.
Number 9, with the trade with the Chicago Bears, the Minnesota Vikings, they go and get someone to go alongside down the middle of the field.
Oh, Brock Bowers.
They went and got Brock Bowers.
Wow.
Number 10, and this might have been very interesting, and it might have changed the landscape of the way that the New York Football Jets season went. I know they went and got Devontae Adams,
But
but
instead,
they would have taken
Roma Dunze.
Malik Neighbors.
Oh, I forgot about Malik Neighbors still on the
They
board.
took
my God.
Malik Neighbors.
Oh, God.
The Cincinnati Bengals made a trade with the Chicago Bears, and they went and got quarterback
Quinyon Mitchell.
Quinyon Mitchell. The Bears went and got Quinyon Mitchell. I remember Arizona traded with the Denver Broncos, and instead of the Arizona Cardinals taking Marvin Harrison Jr.,
Who's dropped, clearly.
who's dropped,
Yeah, why didn't you take him there?
they go and take Brian Thomas Jr., the LSU other dog from
Who
LSU.
was more productive as a rookie.
He was, but
He was in a worse situation in
Yes.
Jacksonville.
He was, but I don't
The
know.
Tennessee Titans traded with the Las Vegas Raiders, and they pick up Marvin
Marvin
Harrison Jr. The New Orleans Saints, I'm going to mess this name all up.
Olu Fashanu?
No. Tulise
Oh,
Fuago.
Talisi Fuaga.
Talisi Fuago. The New Orleans Saints, they stick with Talisi Fuago. The Colts, they take Latu
Latu.
Latu. The edge rusher. Who was that? What was that? UCLA, right?
UCLA.
UCLA.
Where'd he go?
He to the Colts.
To the Colts. He went to the Colts. Yeah, he went to the Colts.
in real life.
In real
too.
life, yeah, he stayed
in real
with the
life,
Colts.
yeah. Okay.
The Detroit Lions, they trade with the Seattle Seahawks, and they go get edge rusher. It's kind of like what they need at that point in time. Chop Robinson.
All the injuries.
I was going to say go get Byron Murphy.
They went and got Chop Robinson. The Jacksonville Jaguars
17.
at 17, they went and got
Roma Dunze.
no.
Who?
They went and got
Cooper DeJean.
no.
White Lightning, baby. White Lightning. White Lightning.
Lad McConkey.
Oh, that LADD McConkey.
At number 18, the Bears select Zack Frazier.
I love Zach Frazier.
All right, and let's speed this up. We're going to go to where we really want to go to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The Dallas Cowboys at the number 24
Stop
pick.
it.
So they didn't trade back in this. They
Stop
stayed
it.
at 24.
Stayed at
Stop
number
it.
So
You're
no
full.
Cooper Beebe.
Listen to this.
No Cooper Beebe.
You're gonna do this. Yeah.
Bucky Irvin.
Oh!
The Cowboys take Bucky Irvin at the number 24 pick. They go and they get your
From the 4th round to the first
he
round.
jumped from the 4th round to the first round. In the redraft, the Dallas Cowboys take
See?
Bucky Irving in the first
What are we doing?
round.
What are we doing?
What do you mean what are we doing? He's a stud.
He is a stud, but he's a 4th round talent.
No, he's
He's
not.
going in the first round.
He was slept
He
on.
got too
Anyone
many
who watched the
needs.
Ducks knew.
Let me also note in
Got
this
too many needs.
redraft, in the first round, Tyler Guyton did not get picked by anybody.
That doesn't surprise me.
He did not
Bucky
get
is too
picked
high at 24.
by anybody.
Doesn't surprise me.
So are you?
Would you rather have Bucky Irvin than Tyler Guyton? Yes.
Yeah.
No question about that.
Yeah.
No question about that.
Mr. Oh, yes.
For this year. How about
And
10,
I like Tyler
how about
Guyton
10
still.
years from now? Because it's a 10-year decision.
10-year decision?
Well, based on the hits they've had on the offensive line, when they've been good and they put them in place, whether it's Tyler Smith or Zack Martin or Tyron Smith, they put them in there and they stayed there for 10 years.
So let me say this. So let's look at now, look at the rest of that comes behind the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So these players were still available in consideration of the redraft. And tell me, would you take one of these players
over Bucky?
Yeah. All right, so 25, the Miami Dolphins took Jackson Power Johnson, offensive guard. Would you taking him instead of taking?
How did he do as a rookie?
Well, that's 2 Oregon guys. He was solid.
He was a center.
He was solid. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like in this case, they don't get Cooper Beebe potentially because they didn't trade back to get that extra 3rd round pick.
Right.
So it's interesting.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers took Graham Barton.
Who they took in this time. Too.
Another center.
Another center who
was
also
actually
had
pretty
tackle
good.
potential, which
Yeah.
might have been actually a better pick in hindsight for the Cowboys.
The Chiefs at 27 took Xavier Worthy. Bucky Irvin, Xavier Worthy.
Bucky.
Xavier Worthy.
For the
You just- that's
Cowboys.
a-
Take
for
the
the-
top
you're a-
off the
you're a
defense.
Texas
I've been
dude.
talking about
You're
the
a
top
Texas
off the
dude, bro.
defense all year.
The Buffalo Bills took cornerback Tarheeb Still.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Tarheeb Still.
I still wouldn't take him over
Still wouldn't
Bucky.
take him over Bucky?
No, I don't even know who
That's
Tarheeb
all you
Still
need.
is.
You need,
Did he play
you need
this year?
cornerback.
under the radar.
In the redraft, Seattle traded with the Detroit Lions, and they're at the number 29 pick, and they take offensive tackle Roger Rowengarten.
Oh yeah, Roger Rosengard.
Roger Rosengarten?
Yeah. Went to the Bucks. Washington. Out of the University of,
Jag.
hot ice.
Do you take Bucky or do you take Rodengarten?
I take Bucky.
Bucky.
So y'all don't want no offensive lineman. All right. The Baltimore Ravens at number 30 selected Kamari Lassiter, cornerback.
I like Kamari Lassiter.
Would you take him?
Was Cooper DeJean gone for the Cowboys? Was he gone by before the 24?
No.
Cooper's not even gone yet.
No.
It's crazy.
That's
So
kind of
Cooper Jean's still on.
kinda wild, man.
Yeah, he wasn't. Was he? Let me see. Was he gone?
That's wild.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Cooper
Philly
Jean
took him at 22.
Took him at 22.
They
Yeah.
took him
Philly
high.
they stayed what they picked and took him at 22. Who did we say?
Kamari Lassiter was the last one.
Kamari Lassiter.
Yeah.
Bucky Kamari.
Bucky.
Cornerback or running back?
How did Kamari do this year?
Solid. He's fine.
And we already know that Diggs is out. Because basically redraft, right? We already know.
Yeah.
that
Well, no.
probably-
Well, in the draft, remember we were pretty optimistic still. That,
But we're doing a redraft based on what happened last year, though.
no, but like it's the redraft of what you would have done now that we know what happened, like
Right.
what you would have done back then.
Right.
But I don't know if Trayvon Diggs being injured falls into that. You see what I'm saying?
Well, if Bucky having a great year falls into that, why not trade on Diggs being injured not fall into that?
Sure.
I need a cornerback.
All right.
And I would have taken Cooper DeJean if I'd have known
I
he was
like
on the
Cooper.
board.
But he was already
Yeah,
up.
I like him.
Yeah, picked before you. The Niners select Dominic Punai.
Pooney, who they
Pooney.
took in the 3rd round anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they gave him the first.
Yep. And the last pick, the Arizona Cardinals, with a trade with Kansas City, took
T'Vondre
T'Vondre
Sweat.
I love T'Vondre. So it's funny when we were talking. It better be funny.
Better be
When we
funny.
were talking about this redraft, I was actually thinking like maybe you take T'Vondre Sweat if you're the Cowboys.
Yeah,
at
T'Vondre
20,
Sweat would have
24,
been a
and
big
just
pick.
Solidify your defensive tackle because T'Vondre Sweat and Bucky Irving, both these ideas are things you're talking about a year later at 12.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting. So I think if you have Bucky Irving, you're not talking about Ashton Jeanty, to be honest, in this year's draft, and you can go get whoever the hell you want.
If you have Sweat, you're not talking about re-signing Osa, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of.
But Sweat's more of a nose.
Yeah. But then also that might allow Mozzie to play the 3 technique. And
Oh
then
my God! I'm not doing this.
from a logistics
We're not doing
standpoint,
this. We're not doing this.
Why y'all battle so much on this?
Who are you,
position?
Aaron White Cotton? We got no
why
bodies.
is it got to be white?
His last name was White Cotton.
I know. That was
Mozzie, a 3 technique? Let Mozzie play 3, get up the field? Is that what
Why not?
Come on, man.
All right, man.
Come on, man.
This was a good show.
The
This was a
man
good
does
show.
not rush
This was
the
a good
passer.
week.
Jeff, come
great
on.
week.
This was a good
Come
week.
on back, Jeff. I'm tired of dealing with these two. Okay? Come on back, bro.
I mean,
you can
come
have
on.
this seat back.
Come
you
on.
You could deal with these two jokers. Come on back.
Just
I held it
saying.
down
You
enough.
love us.
I held it down enough. You gotta deal with these two Gooches or Guffs or whatever the hell that he was talking about that nobody knows. Nobody in the chat understood
Guff.
what you were
No,
saying.
I looked it up. There, it's
All right.
It's a Guff. You looked that
Yeah,
up,
I looked it
right?
up. I looked it up.
There's
Remember, you
some
never know what
legitimate
someone is
stuff there.
going through. Always be kind. Eliminate the
I
contingencies.
don't make nothing up.
Bucky.
Guff.
We all silly like the mayor.